On June 23, 2018, a youth football team was playing in Thailand. They planned a special birthday celebration for their friend. They decided to go on an adventure to Luang Cave in Pong Pha village. The cave is over 10 kilometers wide and 85 meters deep, nestled in large limestone mountains. They agreed to keep their plan a secret, which turned out to be the biggest mistake of their life. The group of 12 kids aged 11 to 16 included their 25-year-old coach in the plan. They all rode their bicycles to Luang Cave. They left their bikes and bags outside the cave, thinking they would be inside for a short time. The coach knew the cave well because he had explored it before and had written the names of his new football team players on a wall inside. He thought it would be a fun place to celebrate a birthday. He only brought a flashlight, believing they would be out in an hour. However, the weather got worse and it started to rain. The kids didn't know what was happening outside. As time passed, their parents began to worry because the kids hadn't come home after playing football. The kids were still in the cave, and their phones had no signal, so their parents couldn't reach them. When the parents asked at the football club, they found out the kids had gone to Tham Luang Cave for an adventure. This news scared them. When the parents arrived at the cave, they saw the kids' bags and bikes outside, which meant the kids were still inside. They became even more frightened. As they looked at the cave, they noticed that rain had caused it to fill with water. This was very concerning because the cave often floods during the July monsoon, leading to many deaths each year. The parents feared their kids might be in danger. A rescue team arrived as the situation worsened. When they entered the cave, they found water everywhere, making it hard to breathe. It was nearly 1 a.m., and water continued to flow from the mountains. The rescue team told the parents that the water had reached a rock in the cave, blocking further access. They didn't have the right equipment to go beyond that point, so they decided to pause the operation. If the kids were alive, they would have to spend the night there. The rescue team checked the cave and found some deep areas likely filled with water, but also higher spots where the kids might be safe. The water had been rising all night. When morning came, the team quickly set up heavy-duty pumps to drain some water from the cave. They believed a person could survive without food, but not without water. Although there was a lot of water, it wasn't safe to drink. The kids' coach mentioned that the water dripping from the rocks was clean and drinkable. The rescue team was worried about the kids trapped in the cave. They feared the kids would run out of oxygen and suffer. The team found a spot on the cave map where the kids were likely located, Pattaya Beach, which was 4 kilometers from the cave entrance. They decided the only way to reach the kids was to send in professional divers. The Thai government sent skilled Navy divers to help. The kids had been trapped in the cave for 24 hours, and their chances of survival were dropping. The divers began their swim. The 4-kilometer journey was tough. The cave was complicated, and the water was very dirty. The divers couldn't even see their hands. To find their way back, they left a rope behind. After 2 days, they reached a dry spot. The good news was that no bodies were found, but this meant the kids were still far away. The divers were skilled but lacked cave rescue experience, making every step hard. 4 days had passed and the rescue team set up a camp outside. International media arrived, broadcasting live updates as the world waited for the kids to be rescued. With the media attention, dive experts from around the world came, but the divers still struggled to make progress. It was time to bring in cave rescue experts. The British Cave Rescue Team was called. They suggested draining the cave's water quickly. Water was pumped out from the main entrance, and large pumps were used at another entrance. Water was removed from 800 meters in, which is where the British team set up their camp, called Chamber 3. They brought in many oxygen tanks and equipment because the rescue operation would start from there. 10 days had passed since the kids disappeared. Divers searched the muddy water near a place called the beach, hoping to find them. When they arrived, there were no signs of the children. The divers had just enough oxygen to return to Chamber 3, but going further would mean running out of air. One brave diver decided to go on. At 1,000 feet, he found a dry spot where all the kids had been sitting for the last 10 days. When the kids saw the diver, they were overjoyed. The biggest challenge was getting the 13 kids back safely. It took expert divers 10 days to reach them, and the kids were weak after not eating for so long. They had survived by drinking water from the rocks and couldn't swim back. When their parents heard the news, their fear turned to relief. The media quickly reported that the kids were alive in the cave. The divers outside said finding the kids was not the hardest part. Getting them out safely was. First, they gave the kids food and sent a doctor to help them. The kids explained that when the cave flooded, they lost their food. They also said their coach had them meditate daily to stay calm and focused. The divers noticed that the oxygen level in the cave was 15% lower than outside. They worried that if it dropped another 2%, the kids would have trouble breathing. So they began delivering oxygen cylinders one by one. In the meantime, an accident occurred during the rescue operation on the 14th day at 1 o'clock. A diver, Saman Kunan, from the Thailand Navy, was returning to Chamber 3 when he fell into the water. The divers behind him tried to help them, but when he reached Chamber 3, he was not breathing. He was rushed to the hospital but sadly died. The other rescue divers were shocked, and the children in the cave felt very sad about how they would escape. The rescue team needed a new plan to get the kids out safely. They first considered drilling from the kids' location, but this could take a month. They worried that any mistake could cause the cave to collapse, putting the children in danger. They thought about waiting until the monsoon ended in 2 months to reduce the water level, making it easier to rescue the kids. However, they learned that a severe storm was coming to northern Thailand the following week, which would fill the cave with even more water, making rescue impossible. The team had to change their plan to save the kids before the storm hit. They considered diving the children out, but worried they might panic. After discussions, the rescue teams agreed on a risky plan to get the kids out quickly. On July 10, 2018, the rescue operation was on its 18th day. On the 18th day of the rescue operation, Dr. Richard Harris, a cave diver, went to the kids. He gave each child anesthesia, which helps patients sleep during surgery. However, in this case, they used just enough to keep the kids calm without putting them to sleep. After the anesthesia, the kids wore full face masks to keep water out while receiving oxygen through a pipe. A rescue diver then took one child on a journey that lasted about an hour to reach Chamber 3. This path was challenging, only 2 feet wide in some places, and had little water. The kids were half asleep due to the anesthesia, which helped them stay calm. On July 8th, 4 divers successfully rescued 4 kids from the cave, but 8 kids remained trapped because the oxygen cylinder didn't work. Finally, on July 9th, 4 more kids were rescued. On July 10th, after 18 days, the last 4 kids and their coach were brought out. This difficult mission was completed, but it came at a cost. Saman Kunan risked his life to save the kids, and a statue was built in his honor in front of the cave. This is the story of the Thai cave rescue. Like and comment on this video and subscribe to our channel for more related videos.